Good morning, welcome to Simply Fishing. My name's David. We're getting ready to hook the boat up. We're going to head over to New Smyrna. Hopefully the weather cooperates. We'll get out the inlet today, do a little bit of offshore. If not, we're going to work some docks, work shoreline, see what's biting. Come on with us, we're going on a little trip. So we're out here probably about 2 miles off of New Smyrna Beach. We're out here in the water and we start noticing all day long we've been seeing, I don't know if you can see them, all these jellyfish in the water. They are everywhere out here. Jellies all around the boat. So what we're going to do is I'm going to catch a bunch of them and we're going to make like a miso soup. I saw this from Blue Gabe. If you haven't seen it, go check him out. Love him and his brother Robert. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hand the camera over to my Uncle Jim and we're gonna see if I can't scoop a few of these fish. Alright, so the hard part is the current. It will grab your net and go with it, and the jellyfish will actually swim around it. They don't swim that fast. They're easy to catch. Now it's just a matter of you sit and wait. Next one come around, or I can move around the boat, but they've been hanging out by us most of the day, so we're just gonna wait for the next one to swim by and scoop him up. And just like that, we have jellies. We'll go into detail later on cleaning and cooking them. All right. Okay, so we're back in the kitchen now. If you remember earlier, all we got today went out. All we could get is jellies. Nothing else was biting. No fish, nothing. Jellyfish were everywhere. However, we do have options with jellyfish. Easiest way to do it, flip them over, grab right there. Squeeze really hard, all that comes out. Discard that, keep this. We will rinse it thoroughly, clean it up good. You are left with this ooey gooey jelly-like substance that we will be using to make a soup. Do not throw this part away. This right here we'll be saving, and this will be our fishing bait for the next trip out. All right, we're gonna do another one here. Same thing. Our water going to rinse. Reach in, rip that out. Really nice. Feels wonderful. Rinse it up good. Make sure the jellyfish are not clogging your drain, and just repeat the process for as many jellyfish as you have. I want to make sure you get all of that out of there. Don't want any of that left in there. I want to get all that nastiness out. And a lot of times in these you will find a surprise with the meal they ate earlier. Simple little crab. Rinse it and repeat. One more. Take it. I got a nice big one here. Try and get up in there. Put your fingers in. Grab it. Rip it out. Fishing bait. Food. All right. Got these soaking in water. Right there. Let them clean up. We're gonna switch them around. We want those to soak and clean for just a second. While we're doing that, what I'm gonna do is start my pot. Simple pot, butter, touch of olive oil, turn it on high and let it come up. While we're waiting on that to come out, I have actually already done this. We have our vegetables. We have our green onions, carrots, white onions, and mushrooms. We're gonna add the mushrooms in there. We're gonna stir it around. We have lemongrass paste, touch of lemon, soy, garlic, and one of my favorites, Everglades, regular, original Everglades, and good old black pepper. That's all we will need on the seasoning. Just those two right there with this. We got the Progresso Tuscany chicken broth will be our main stock. All right, so we're gonna let our butter come up. Getting it in the oil, make sure it's all over the whole bottom of the pan. Starting to hear it sizzle, that's what we want. We want to bring that down, reduce the butter down, blend it with that olive oil, get it nice and high heat. Once we get all this done, we will be adding some udon stir-fry noodles. The reason we're adding the noodles, you're asking? Simple. Once you put the jellyfish in the water and they start boiling down, they will dissolve completely. We will not see them at all. They will likely, you never put them in there. However, all the benefits and health benefits of the jellyfish that Japanese culture is very popular, with that we get.
And the kids like noodles.
Yes. And we get the kids to eat it by adding the noodles. All right, so our butter's coming up now. Now we're simply gonna take all our vegetables, just add them into the pot. Everything goes in the pot together, let it all sit there and fall in love. So give it a nice little stir. Someone tries to get away, just throw it back. Alright. So I'll let that sit for a minute while it's going. I'm going to come back over here to my jellyfish. In my drain rack, the water has slowly drained. I got a slow drain in there. Now I want to simply re-rinse them. And once I get them all thoroughly rinsed in water a second time, let that drain down. We will be bringing them to the cutting board. And all we're going to do, slice them up. Little slice, little dice, and that just melts them, dissolve down into the soup easier. One more time, bring it over. We got it rinsed. Nice big jelly. Just put them on the cutting board. You don't even need a sharp knife because they cut easily. Just like that. Alright. So you can hear these over here cooking now. The onions are starting to lose their color. That's always the sign we're looking for. The onions will start turning a little translucent. At this point, I want to start adding some of my other ingredients. I want to bring in first a little bit of garlic. When I say a little bit of garlic, little depending on your taste. That's a little bit. I'm going to bring in my lemongrass. Just squeeze it in. Easy way to do it. These little squeeze pouches, very accurate. You hear the voices in the background? Those are our children. They are screaming mama right now. As my son peeks around the corner to see what's going on. They simply want some lemon juice.
You want to see? Don't touch, it's hot.
I'm going to add the soy. Generous amount of soy. And you ask me why I'm not putting a lot of salt in there? Because of all the soy. Everglades also has a sodium content. So we got our Everglades. And now our black pepper. Yes, that is a generous amount. But by the time we put the jellyfish in there and the chicken stock, that will be just right. I grew up watching the Cajun Gourmet, so y'all are lucky I'm not doing his measurements where I just pour it in my hand and tell you that's a tablespoon and dunk it. So I learned from him, we just eyeball everything and that's close enough.
Smell good, Tommy?
All right.
Yeah.
So now we start smelling it. Been approved by a 5-year-old, so we know we're doing good.
Hi.
So we're done with that. All right.
Did you see the jellyfish?
Now,
Yeah.
we're going to take our stock.
So right here.
We're going to add the stock in. Still got our temperature up on high, letting that come up.
Mama.
And there is Carl.
You want to see Carl?
Carl, you want to come see what we're doing, buddy? Come here. And this is the other one. This is Carl. He's going to be a future fisherman and cook. His favorite word right now is boat, and he says it constantly. Yes, I got a new spoon because I dropped that one. I'm going to stir that in. I'm going to let that start coming to a boil. While that's coming to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and cut up the rest of these jellyfish. Okay, so we have the rest of our cut up. This is starting to come up to temperature now, which is what we want. We want to get it come back to a boil. As it's coming back to a boil, I'm simply going to add these jellyfish parts in there. All we're doing is just kind of raking them in. Let it all come together in the pot. Like I said earlier, the rest of that we're going to turn into fish bait for the next trip out. Today was a beautiful day out there on the water. 1 foot seas, slow roll, gorgeous day. Fish weren't biting, but it was brilliant. All right, so you can see right now, we got the jellies, but they're already starting to break down. They're very translucent turning already. So as this comes to a boil and as this simmers, those jellyfish are going to break down and basically become nothing. Once they get to that point, that's when we're going to add some noodles in there. We'll add the noodles, get them up to temperature, reduce the heat down, let it simmer for a few minutes, let it all come together, and then we're going to sit down and eat. Got everything up to a boil, and if I run the spoon through here, you'll see there's just a couple little pieces of this jellyfish left. That is it. That's all that's left of all that jellyfish. A couple little pieces like that, and they are soon to be gone. Everything else is dissolving nicely. Vegetables are cooking up good. So what we're going to do now is we are going to reduce our heat down to medium and add our noodles in there.
Is that the best part, Tommy, or is the jellyfish the best part?
And we're going to slowly add the noodles. That way I do not splash my son in the face. Is that okay?
Then I'll go back up.
Oh, you're going back up that way I can get the noodles in? Okay. I appreciate that. So add all those noodles in. The noodles will have to sit here and simmer. Give them a good stir. It'll take them about 6 minutes or so total time to cook, which will allow everything else to kind of simmer down, let the flavors come together a little bit more. While we're waiting though, we gotta test the broth. Getting there. Always needs a little bit more seasoning, but that is getting there. So we'll let it simmer down a little bit. We'll go ahead and cover it up. Let those simmer. We'll come back in a couple minutes, stir them, let them rest, and then next time I see you, we'll be sitting down to eat. All right, we're getting ready to have dinner. So before we say do dinner, the first thing we always do is have our prayer. Tommy, would you like to say the prayer for us tonight?
Sure.
All right.
Jesus, thank you for a day. Thank you for a wonderful day. And thank you for day making videos and amen.
Amen.
Good job.
This is the family, of course, you've already met. Tommy, we got Carl, and now my wife Crystal. So we are just sitting down. I'm gonna give you a good close-up shot. Here's what my bowl looks like. We got the carrots, we have the mushrooms, we have the onions, the noodles in mine, and then the broth, which has all the jellyfish and everything in it. In Tommy's bowl, he is not big on the carrots and stuff, so he just has a bunch of noodles and broth. And so Carl has noodles. All right, because we are not about to give him a bowl of soup and broth to wear. So now we're going to everybody take a bite. Tommy, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you think, buddy? As he reaches in, he's working with chopsticks. He's learning how to use them. He's going for his first noodle. What do we have?
Good.
It's good? All right, Mama.
That's good.
And
What do you think,
the
Carl?
final verdict, the one who you know will give you an honest opinion.
Is it good?
Taste it. Is it good? And that's a big smile, so I'm going to say it's good. All right, well, there you have it.
If you eat the no bite,
Jellyfish soup. Once again, like I said on the boat, I want to give the idea to this recipe, the idea for all of this video today, to Blue Gabe. Saw him do a video with jellyfish. When I saw him floating in the water, that popped in my head and inspired me, so here we go. So, we got, from me and my family, I want to say thank you for watching. Remember, if you like the video, hit subscribe, hit the like button, send us out. Thank you very much. Bye.